Hi, this is Jason McDonald. This is my presentation for my final project for CSC 340. This website is one that I created myself called Seatmaster, and it's just going through the different opportunities using Node.js, and it's an express for a server-side rendered application and website. And so I just want to walk through a little bit of the functionality and how that looks. So first things first, this is our homepage, and right now we're not logged in, as you can see up there at the top bar. But as you scroll through, you can see there's different venues, different items you can look at. You can filter by different types, whether you want comedy, concerts, sports. You know, it's got different opportunities at tickets that are available for different events. You can actually go in and view the details of the events as well, and click on get tickets. Now, the proceed to checkout is not fully implemented here yet, but that's something that's at a stretch opportunity in the future to continue working on this project. We also can take a look in, and we'll just go ahead and work with the functionality here. So if we go on to log in, we can just put in here admin at seatmaster.com, and then our password here. And we log in and we land this admin dashboard. Now, as we go through here, you can see that this dashboard shows us our total sales, total cost, net revenue, and total purchases. Here you can see the different events, which you can add new events. You can edit or delete events. You also can see the categories of the events. Now, admins are the only ones that can add categories to the database or delete them. We'll show you that here in just a second. We also see the purchases made on the website. We can filter by pending, confirmed, canceled, or we can look at all of them. And we have the ability to confirm purchases as well. They're on the site. As a part of this here too, you can also see the users and what their roles are. We've got quite a few in here. So we'll go ahead and log in now as a user. We'll use the sports@example.com one. So I'm just going to go ahead and log out. If we log in here, let me put in our password. And we log in. You'll see here that we can see the purchases that are on the dashboard here for each individual user. They can then go to the different events, and now that you're logged in here and you wanted to look at the details, you're actually able to see the description. And since you're logged in, you can actually leave and see comments left about the site, as well as you can add ratings to it and have those show up. So that's something you can do as a user that you can't do if you're not logged in. So if I log out and then I go to the same event and I want to view the details here and I want to be able to do reviews and ratings, I can see the ratings, I can see the comments, but I can't change it. So that's all set up there. Now, we also have the employee as well. So we'll just go ahead and get that in there as well. And add the password. Now, you'll notice that this looks similar to the admin dashboard where you have all the different types here. You still want your employees to be able to have access to responding to messages, being able to see the users that are signed in, which actually they can't. That's actually an admin feature only. They can also look at the purchases, but they also can't do anything with the categories either. So you still want your employees to be able to add events, still want to be able to respond to messages, see purchases, and confirm purchases, but they aren't able to see the users. They aren't also able to update categories on the site as well. So that there's different protections on each one. What I really liked about this project was it's a fun design and a fun build to get such a full-fledged application up and running. And at the same time, one thing that I do find difficulty with is when I try to deploy this through render, which as you can see up here, it's live through our render site. So this is all running live and deployed. There was actually an issue with the code itself that when we tried to run the requests through to the database, it didn't trust the proxy server that was going through for the database. And so we actually, excuse me, had to add in some handling in the app.js file here to trust the proxy. So it took a while to get this figured out. I had to look up the documentation and render and why it wouldn't be connecting, and was able to see that we needed to set the trust proxy to true so that it could trust the proxy for the database. Which brings us to our transition here. Here's the database schema that we have. So these are all the different tables that we're saving data from and to, and pulling the live data that's showing up on the website. You can see we have our categories, events, purchases, users, tickets, comments, contact messages, and ratings. They're all tables that are in the Postgres database and available to see and run through. What I did want to look at is I wanted to look at how we get through a request that comes through here on the site. So as we're going through, we have our route here. So this is for the admin route, the one where you can log in as an employee or as an admin and see what systems are protected by which. So when we make those calls through the website, you'll see that we come to these different routes, and we actually have handlers set up for the middleware. So we have things like require admin, require employee. These are protecting our routes and making sure that only those routes are allowed to be accessed by those different roles. So if we wanted to get to the admin dashboard, you need to either have an employee level role or higher to get in. So that's why admin can see the dashboard when we come through. So when we make that get call to the admin controller, we come through here and you'll see that here's the dashboard call right there. And we go through, we load up all the data from the model, and then we render admin dashboard. And we go through the middleware of the controller, which we have here, the require employee, that will then verify. If we hit F12 and step in, it'll check our user role. And if our user role is admin or employee, then we'll move on to the next method, which would be the admin controller itself. And that would be the rendering of the page through the dashboard. So once we get through there, we'll go through and set up all the models, get the data, render the page with the correct page title and all the information that we need to show up on the front end. So when we get it to that view there, and we're at the admin dashboard, we're able to populate the admin dashboard as we need to see it. So here's our stats populations, our recent purchases, flagged comments, unread messages, everything is all here. And we're able to gather that from the different models that we have in our admin controller. So these are all the different ways that we go through and make sure we handle our authentication. We make sure we handle our route protection, and that only the data that is allowed to be viewed by that user's authorization, they're allowed to actually see on the website. So not only is the auth working, where it will authenticate with the database and none of the passwords are saved in the database with they're not saved in plain text, which is great because we want to make sure that they're hashed and ready to go. So I can just show that real quick as well. Just need to grab a quick query console here and just run a quick select statement. We'll just do select star from public.users, since it's in the public schema. And then we'll just run it. You'll notice the passwords are all hashed, so they're not stored in plain text. So we're protecting our site. We're making sure everything's validated correctly as well. If you look back at our route here in our admin.js, we have validating the events as well. So we have our validators squared away too. So making sure that our events are valid when they're added. Our comments, ratings. We have our registration, also validating as well. Make sure that everything is correct. There's no special characters, nothing getting put into the form for registration that shouldn't be. So if a user were to come in and try and sign up for the first time, they have this sign up page that's squared away. They can enter in. So if I enter in this here, it's fine. If I leave it empty though and try to move on, we still will allow it. But if they do this here and then not put it properly, it won't pass validation on the back end. And so this will give us a chance to actually make sure that everything they're putting in is proper. So everything here is wired up and working exactly as expected. We also have a contact form that they can contact through. This is also wired up and working just as well. So I put my name in here and my email real quick. And then we just go through this as a test message. And we send it. The message will be sent there. We'll go back to the home page. We'll log in real quick as admin with our password. And then we'll see here's the test message so that it's up and wired up and working. So this is my presentation. This is my SeatMaster site. Hope you enjoyed the demonstration, the walkthrough, and the code as well. I'm super proud of this website that I was able to build. I was able to leverage a lot of skills that I have at work to build this site, as well as to understand how things work in the back end. The experience itself on building it was great because there was a lot of opportunities for trial and error. And when learning EJS for the first time, this is a good experience going through the semester and learning it, and then being able to apply it in the final project. And with everything that we learned, I really enjoyed being able to show my abilities as a backend developer already, but then also improve them by understanding more items, like something that we don't have to do necessarily at work because it's handled on a separate platform, is session management. And that's something that I was able to really learn and enjoy this semester as well. So this is my final presentation. Thanks so much and hope you have a good rest of your day.